Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Let's get right into it. When you have your Service Academy nomination interview, it can take many forms. It could be a one-on-one with the member of Congress, whether in his office or virtually. It could be a meeting with one or two of his staff, in person or virtually, or it could be a whole panel of people that are going to ask a bunch of questions, once again, in person or virtually. But one thing that's common across all these interviews across the whole United States is the criteria that the members of Congress, the senators, are looking to quantify to identify if you're a good candidate to give a nomination to a Service Academy. So as I've said in my previous videos, I've been doing this a long time. I've taken the time to go through all my records. I have identified the top 8 items that are on all these lists from the different congressmen and senators that I've worked with over the years. Today I'm going to go over the first 4, and they are character and integrity, leadership ability, career goals, and academic ability. This is going to be covered in this first video. This is video number 1. The next 4 items will be identified in the video number 2, which will be coming out in a few days, and we will discuss those in detail. All right, so let's get right into it. Character and integrity. So if you excuse me, I am reading off a chart that I put together, so I will be glancing away from the camera. So character and integrity. They're rated from 0 to 5, basically. So a very poor grade in character integrity has integrity issues. A top grade would be he's a leader, he or she is a leader of character, influences other, has high ethical values, and imparts that upon others. So these questions usually go something like to the honor code. If you saw somebody cheating, what would you do? If it was your best friend that you caught cheating at the academy, what would you do? What's the honor code? On and on like that. But the questions can get a little deeper. It could be, have you ever dealt with somebody who has committed either an act in school or wherever that was just morally wrong or criminal or whatever? How did you handle it? What did you say to the person? What did you do? How did you feel about it? It's kind of like a probing question. So, for example, one of the questions that I ask is, you're walking down the street and there's a car in a parking lot, and on the hood of the car is a wallet, and in the wallet's $10,000. So what do? Do you pick the wallet up? Do you take the money? Do you leave the wallet? What would you do? It's a very typical question. It's not used to bait anybody to see if they're a criminal or anything, but it would lead a discussion on what the person thinks. Some people say, hey, person lost the wallet, I would try to find the person. I would take it to the police, blah, blah, blah. Other people say, hey, look, I can't find any identification in the wallet. They're making that up, and I'm going to keep the money, and I'm going to give the money to charity. Whatever. It's just a discussion to see where they're leading at. So be prepared for that. Be prepared to come up with items in your own life where you have faced an issue with somebody that either you go to school with, you're in sports with, or whatever. If they cheated, if they took something or whatever, how you handled it, and how you would handle it at the academy. So that's kind of a nebulous category, but it's one that gets explored a lot. The next one is leadership ability, and the bottom score has never held a leadership position, while the top score is a respected leader in several activities, demonstrates characteristics of a future officer. So obviously, if you've never been a leader, if you've never been a leader in Scouts, a leader in a church group, a leader on a team, a leader in anything, I mean, you get a 0. If you are, a patrol leader in the Scouts, you're a leader in your church group, you're captain of a football team, you can see where that goes, and then everything in between. Usually somebody has led something somewhere, and that's usually a very good discussion. And the questions usually go to, well, what challenge did you face as a leader? How did you handle it, and what did you learn from it? That's usually how those questions go. And what would you do different? What would you do different as a leader? And who do you look up to as a leader? So, I mean, those are the kind of questions. A lot of times I like to ask, if somebody's a team captain or has a big team that he's a captain or she's a captain of, is describe your leadership style to me. And that usually gets in a good discussion, whether it's, better to be loved than feared or better to be feared than loved. I mean, the Machiavelli stuff. But be prepared for that and be prepared to discuss, how you deal with people, how you lead people. The next one, career goals. Obviously, the bottom is no understanding of a career in the military, while the top is strong desire to be a military officer, has specific career goals that are aligned with the chosen academy. If you are a regular here on my channel, you know that I tap on this a lot. What's your rank getting out? What do you want to study? What do you plan to do after the academy? And this is where it comes in. This is where the ROTC conversation comes in too. If you really want to be an officer, did you apply to ROTC? That's that question. So for this, I would strongly suggest that you do your research. You know as much as you can about the academy. You know much as you can about the communities that you can go in after the academy. You understand what the function of the branch that you're in, whether it's missile defense or submariner or aviator or whatever, that you understand that and that you can talk intelligently about it. If you don't apply to ROTC, you get marked down, because it always appears that you're just not really interested in being an officer, you're just interested in going to the academy. And I've discussed this 100 times before in these videos. Okay, we're going to get into the last of four. The last of four is academic ability. Obviously, the bottom is an academic risk, will not graduate from the academy, and the top is an exceptional student, straight A's, promising student, mostly AP and honor classes, high standardized test scores. Very simple. If you're the top of your class, you take all honors classes, AP classes, and you got 1,600 on the SATs, you're at the top, and then you're somewhere in the middle going from there down. It's a very simple category. But don't be fooled or think that you can fool the interviewers who will look at your transcripts. And if you are a straight A student with basket weaving, A plus in French cinema and an A plus in yoga, don't think that those carry as much weight as calc, physics, chemistry, and things such as that. So you want to take the top classes that you can. You want to really focus on STEM and top, quote unquote, English literature, writing classes. You want to be in the top of that. I know that you have to take electives, so you take what you have to take. But don't think that in the future, for those of you who are not seniors, don't think that you can get straight A's in junk classes and that's going to be considered a good way to get into an academy. It's not. So this finishes up the first four. So once again, character and integrity, leadership ability, career goals, and academic ability. So there you have it. You got the inside scoop on the first four. Tune in a few days and I will go over the next four. So thank you for joining and good luck to you. Bye now.